license,
It's
they
like- Yeah, and I remember reading of that. I'm like, that's really cool. And they're like, this is the future of climate change. I'm like, no.
Mexican cartoonish.
You know?
Welcome everyone to Toon Talk 2.0. I think Virus's audio is on. Yes, it is. Just want to
Hello,
let
everyone.
Yep, just
Yeah,
want to
go
let
ahead, go
everybody.
ahead, Jake.
Just letting everybody know tonight's podcast is brought to you by our friends at Boger Cabinetry and by Again and Forever. We'll touch on them a little bit later, but we've got something really cool happening now. Virus is now you're not self-driving yet, but you will be.
Actually, I'm self-driving right now.
Oh, you just can't.
Uh,
You can't bring yourself to take your hands off the wheel.
I can, and I'm doing it right now. It's my mental state. Let me guys, everyone. Hello, everyone. Our friends in Tesla allow us to test the new autopilot one. And I'm driving an M3 all the way from Canada to Portland, Oregon. Why we choose this road? Because it's an open road, and we decided to do this path for Toon Talk 2.0. And I gotta tell you, man, it's accelerating. Look, guys, I'm driving. I'm going 65 miles an hour now because anything can happen, and we will talk about that later. Usually, I always drive with one hand unless I'm going really fast.
Right.
In front of me, I got around 25 cars. I don't know if I can do this or I'm supposed to, but you guys see the road? The car is self-driving right now.
Now we want to be crystal clear. He is not driving. The car is driving.
Exactly. When I say I'm driving, it's that I'm doing the verb of driving, but this is autopilot. Look, people.
Yep.
For the people that are watching, I'm showing my hands. The traffic is going to stop, and it's going to get a little nervous because it takes a little time to stop. Why? Because it doesn't need to react like a human, right?
Right. It doesn't need the extra time to stop, which can be really...
It's really scary in a point, but I drove it from Portland to the border of Canada and back. And now I'm doing the back for the podcast. And if it's perfect, no. If the human comes to make it imperfect, yes. Because you get nervous. The first and let me share this with all the guys in the audience. When I was driving, I was with Jake on the phone. And I told him, hey, buddy, I'm going, we're talking about the business. And suddenly talking, wait, you know, because I was taking the first big curve at 70 miles an hour. So it was weird. But let me take you from everything. The design is fantastic. It's really clean. Me as a well-open minimalist, I'm happy, right? Everything is right, clean, and in the way. I found a little things like, look, it's braking right now because traffic, and look at my face, listen to my voice. This is scary. I went from 60 miles to 25 miles in a nanosecond, right? So you feel it. Imagine that you're in a ride in Disney or Universal. That is the same feeling that I've been having the whole road.
You feel the G-force because again, it doesn't have the human caution because it doesn't need it.
Yes. However, it's scary.
Exciting, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right now, something that I like a lot is recognizing preconditioning battery for fast charging, because I told them in my trip we make a schedule perfect with the computer, and everybody knows how in love I'm with AI, right? So right now I'm full of traffic and it's moving by itself.
I see the wheel moving a little bit.
Yeah, it's so impressive. And next week I'm gonna have Google Glasses to share you the whole experience with you, because it's becoming. My heart is pumping, Jake. It's really impressive how technology is so far and so close at the same time. Does the car drive by itself? No, it's an autopilot, but brakes and accelerates based on traffic. So it works by itself. Does it take the right exits? No. You need to take the exits. Does it change lanes? Yes, only under certain speed to protect you. But my legs are not tired. because I haven't been braking. Another thing that I want to comment: you don't brake on a Tesla. I don't want to say on gas, on push the power. Let's say you release the power and it slows down.
and it goes
You have
whoosh.
the pedal to brake. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have the
But
pedal to brake.
just fun fact for everybody out there, though, um, that letting a car coast to a stop, so much better for the car than all you fucking
Yeah,
assholes that just slam on your brakes whenever you need to stop. Stop it. You're hurting your car. Just let it coast.
yeah.
My car actually has regenerative braking, and if you put it in the right drive setting, it'll regen brake on its own just by letting off the gas. It's it's awesome. So, but it's so awesome that now when I drive somebody else's car, I have to remember that I have to stop earlier or I have to use the brake because it doesn't slow down at the same rate. So you get used to it.
So right now I got an Edge SUV that decide to not put their lights and just pass to my line. The car
Mhm.
deep power. I don't know how to say that. He slowed the power, let it pass, and start going away. Right now I'm going at 17 miles an hour in a maximum of 20, 60 speed limit, but obviously it's traffic, and I'm totally relaxed. Me personally, when I'm going over 40 is when I start freaking out. But right now, I'm grateful that I don't have to brake, unless or the other cars that we for people that drive a stick. You know how exhausted could be. And don't take me wrong, I love. I'm not gonna say I love the stick. I love the standard cards because I don't want to sound fictitious here. But my point is like right now is telling me to grab control of the car because an Dodge car in my left make a movement like surprise me movement, right? So it told me to take control of the car. If I'm not, says being attentive, keep your hands on the wheel.
Right.
Just for in case of another human factor. If there's, if everyone has a Tesla in the world, we wouldn't have to have control again because they're communicating between each other. You know what is something that is, I don't know if it's, I'm ready to make a pro and a con, but something that is strange for me is with a big trailer, right? 24 wheeler is next to me. It's extremely scary. That's one thing that I don't like personally. Not the technology or the development of the car. I think that's good. That's me personally. Second thing, when you're in a two-way street, I'm usually tend to drive a little charge to the right. That makes sense?
Hmm.
Well, the Tesla don't. It charges in the center. So when I have a car coming in front of me, I even go like this and I feel I'm gonna get hit. But not. I mean, it's not. Um, I have one mistake yesterday. In a stop street that I was 5 miles an hour, I figured I noticed that a trailer, 12 wheeler that was parked on the side, appeared that it was in front of me, and I brake because of the screen. It scares me. That if somebody was behind me, it will hit me. So it's something for the people of Tesla to verify because I can tell that it recognized a big trail truck, but it didn't recognize that it was parked. So when it came
Mm.
close to me, appeared and appeared in front of me in the screen, not in reality. In reality, it was parked, but it scares me a little. Letting go of control is something important if you drive a Tesla. Right? You as well know by other of our universal sponsor PSX Nova 80/20, right? The reality I was talking to our direction of AI, and she said, well, what you complain is 80/20, 80 Tesla, 220. When you are driving, it becomes the opposite, 80 you, 20 the car, and that's totally right. Right now, I'm in, there's a little paddle, throttle paddle that you have in the wheel that you can put the speed up. Now the traffic is gone, so I'm going to upload it to 50, 60. And now the car is driving at 60 miles an hour. Just like that. Well, now we reach 60, taking a curve to head to Tacoma. People, scary, yes. Satisfactory, yes. Recommended, fuck yes. There's a setup when you jump into the car for the first time. not just for your seat. Personally, as I know that I'm really nervous of the traffic and smash myself into the front car, right? I now is this decelerating because the traffic stopped again. I didn't push the brake. I helped myself not to do it, right? And it worked. Scary, hell yeah. As more as I trained, I was talking to the Oracle. He told me the car is learning my way of driving too. In the setup, going back to the setup, I'm sorry about this crazy review. We're not car specialists. We're just human beings like you that want jump into a Tesla to try it, and that's what makes us different.
Just know
I
they go
select,
vroom.
I select the space of 5 cars in traffic, so I want to have the longest space. You can say do 1, 3, 5. I put select 5, and when I was driving in the freeway, 85 miles an hour, the car was driving. Nobody was in front of me, and nobody was in the middle of me. It was calculating the space. Obviously, if the traffic and the road allow it. Sometimes it's going to tell you to move a little bit the wheel to recognize that you are in the car. I think that this is good to prevent uh, a DUI, right? To prevent if you're extremely tired. Because before jumping into the car, I read a lot about it. And I see that there's a lot of myth about it. Oh, a guy crashed here, a guy that. If you dig into the guy that crashed really bad because he fall asleep, well, you don't supposed to fall asleep in any car, self-driving or not driving. One.
Right.
Second, he was drinking before. The car, when you're making a mistake or another car is making a mistake, you guys remember Top Gun? When Maverick is gonna get shot, all that happened, and the screen goes red. So if you're driving like I'm doing right now, and my like this hand, I got the other hand in the wheel, the car is driving, but if something happened, I can react. So yeah, that's so far the experience of Toon Talk 2.0 live of Tesla.
It
Any question,
seems.
Jake, that you want to learn about this situation?
No, I've already talked to you about it. No, but it does seem. Oh, actually, I do. Have you tried the unrestricted acceleration?
Yes, I
How
actually
was
got
it?
it on restricted, set to the speed limit. Right now, I put a speed limit. When I was driving on my way to Canada, I took it away, and the car is gonna go, man. The car.
Nope. I think his phone is frozen for a moment, which is a perfect segue into our first sponsor break.
This week only, rock bottom pricing at Boger Cabinetry. That's an additional 20% off our already unbelievable pricing to transform your kitchen, bath, or office. If you need cabinets, you need Boger Cabinetry. Get inspired at bogercabinetry.com.
So everything's.
No, all
What
good.
are we announcing right now?
So now we're going to transition into, the latest in entertainment news. It was announced, I think it was actually announced yesterday, but everybody's talking about it today. Our nemesis, the man we hate more than anyone else in the world. I hesitate to say man, but biologically speaking, he is such. Bad Bunny is going to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show in 2026, so in the spring. He's so distraught that he can't, he's frozen. He's frozen with rage and anger. Well, while we're waiting for that, yes, Bad Bunny has been announced, and I find this particularly hypocritical because I guess he was. Yeah, I won't either. I jokingly said, "Oh, yeah, that's gonna suck really bad for that Super Bowl that I'm not watching." Ah, we lost Max, but anywho, particularly hypocritical for Bad Bunny because I understand, not that I follow him, but I understand that he's talked about how he won't tour in the United States because of the immigration stuff and ICE in particular, which, fair enough, but I guess the check was just big enough to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show. But I don't know. But for all the idiots who are talking about Bad Bunny getting picked up by ICE, he's from Puerto Rico. You morons. Um, he's American. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. He can't be deported because he's an American. But I had a bad feeling this was going to happen with the old Tesla. His phone is wigging out. That's live TV, folks. Well, I'll take a brief moment to show you our other sponsor, and we'll see if we can get him back.
Breaking news, Charles Manson, the infamous cult leader who led a string of murders in the 1960s.
I'll rise to suicide.
Okay, but you can hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. We got him back. We got him back, folks.
All right, so I want to apologize for the people live in YouTube and our followers in iHeartRadio. Something really happened, Jake. It started raining really hard. I didn't turn the wipers off. They turned away and calculate the speed. And as the rain was going down, start cleaning with more space, with me moving that. Now, I'm always feel insecure because of, even we have more than 8 sensors around me, right? More. I'm always ask myself, what if a drop obstacleize that sensor, right? Obviously, the engineers of Tesla thought about this, obviously. But I was getting nervous, so this is the right moment to see if I'm going to die for our followers in 2.0, or the people of Tesla are delivering what they promised. Obviously, the lights are on. They turn around. They turn real fast, i.e. the signal went down because it was like a pouring rain for a second, and now it's still, how you call that in English? There's a little rain, blizzards?
Like sprinkling. It's sprinkling.
Sprinkling. I'm going to call it Chippy Chippy in honor of the great musician Charlie Garcia from Argentina. Chippy Chippy, that's how we call it. So we got a little Chippy Chippy here, but yeah. Sorry, even we're going to transition to more information. If something happened with the Tesla, my Bunny is going to be in the Super Bowl, correct?
Yeah, I was talking about how seemingly hypocritical it is, because he was saying how he won't tour in the US because of ICE, but I said earlier, I guess that check was just big enough to convince him otherwise.
I know, but more than that, I think that got to do with 2 things. Where is he original? He's from Puerto Rico, so he
Correct.
doesn't need a visa, right? He's
Correct.
American.
Right, but it was an act of
what we know
protest.
is true,
It was an yeah, no, it was never about fear for him.
something?
No, it was never about fear for himself. It was always a form of protest. So he says.
Okay, let me tell you my perception on all this, if you allow me. Regardless of my personal taste of his music, and I have always expressed that I respect him because he's really dedicated to his craft, that his craft is to look fine, right? Being in shape and always be there. I don't think that he has controlled his craft, that is singing and composing. I will respect that he's got more albums that many people sold. I agree with all that. However, when you get into your career, for you to jump from music to movies and then movies to the Super Bowl, And the next step, usually a normal career, is a residency. If your career lasts so much, right? We can take an example U2. We can take an example Mariah Carey. We can take examples whoever you want. The first is movies or singing, then singing to movies. Then think how long Bad Bunny's been around us? 10 years? 8 years, Jake?
Oh God, hasn't been? Maybe more like 8.
Let's say 8. That is talks how much an artist could be created just for the social media. He's created, he sell a lot of albums. We saw him put tickets on a tour massive. We saw him with empty shows in less than 8 years. Now we saw him in 2 movies, 2 mainstream movies, not as a lead, mainstream movies. And then where we have the Super Bowl, because their agents are making the movement because his career is dying. Because when you go up that fast, you fall that fast. Tell me more, you and me, that we don't like the guy. Tell me more of one song about that we know from him. He's a worldwide known artist. We're supposed to know at least 2 songs, at least.
I never cared to learn the names because everything I've heard sounds
No,
like
but
yawning
the only
turds.
thing that I know is if your boyfriend doesn't lick your ASS. That's the only know because it was a meme. I don't know the one of their songs. I don't have idea how it goes. I assume that goes right, but I don't know. And that's a situation that is happening in the world. He being pushed by the NFL and the agencies that manage them is a good political movement. One, it's a boring political movement because the last Super Bowl we have a mega star, again from a niche of consumers that I didn't know more than one song. And the only thing that they did was create statements. If you want a full analysis, go to our Super Bowl show analysis that we did it with videos and images and all the rhetoric and subliminal signs that he was doing. So now the NFL is trying to sell to revolution. And that's good. But let's not forget that it's a league of sports. It's not an entertainment league.
Okay.
It's not. You need to be an athlete, a complete athlete to be there. You cannot be Bad Bunny and jump into singing just because you got right agents.
All
You
right, so
go,
it's not like WWE. Got it.
no, because you need to be a real good athlete to be in
I
the
know,
WWE.
but Bad Bunny was in
Dude, you
3 or
put Bad
4
Bunny
matches.
in helmet and pads, and in one game somebody will break his legs or at least twist his arm. If he doesn't get concussion and dead. You need to be a really complete athlete to be in the football league. Regardless if they sell you more, if it's your color, your race. If I'm aware that the NFL is still cover up the power to the black people when there's no black owners, right? And it feels like people are, and this is a hot take, all right? Please, what I'm going to say right now is not related to Force and Corp. It's not related to PXI Nova, no our sponsor. Imagine what I'm saying this, Jay, because I'm going to say something big. It's not related to Pantheon Podcast or even Toon Talk 2.0. The NFL is like a field of cotton. We have the owner that is white. All the directive is white. Don't look at me like that. I know what I'm saying.
It's not the same thing.
Let me explain you something. And then all the workers are a minority. Yeah, now they pay them, and they make them look like they're amazing. But who is the best? Who is the best? And I'm using text, quote unquote, of Oliver Stone here. How many, right? How many black quarterbacks have in the league today?
I don't know, but it's not. It's
5.
far from 0. You
5.
sure?
Stay with me. Stay with me. How many champions you have that are black? None. My homies have white. Wait, stay with me. The athleticism is fantastic. Do I love the sport? I love the sport. But I don't see a real owner, not a partner, not a small partner. And I'm saying, I'm using an analysis from a movie that was released 19 years ago, Any Given Sunday. They are not, the league hasn't prevailed that there's an equality, because until the end of the day, the white money is what pays, the black power is that plays. That's what I say. It's my personal take. Believe it or not, go ahead. If you love football, I adore football. I don't like it. I adore football. In the same level that I adore music. But I don't think that is equal, because at this point we're supposed to have a black owner, a couple of black owners, more than a couple, and a few Latinos and Asian players in the league. Because every time we have a Latino player in the league, they go to the Hall of Fame. Kansas City, Cowboys, whatever you want. But I'm not going to go into racial thing. And maybe my take was a little strong, but I'm driving at 70 miles per hour without using my hands. So deal with me. Bad Bunny to being in the Super Bowl, I think it's just a entertainment call from their agency and the record label. Pepsi still sponsoring their halftime.
As far as I'm aware, yes.
That could be really influential in this decision. And let's see what happens. If he's gonna do a good show, yeah, the guy has all the ability to deliver a good show. If she's gonna perform well, he doesn't have the voice to perform well. If everybody gonna be happy, if you like reggaeton, yeah. It's gonna be a fun show, yeah. I'll be more interested of the commercials and the teams that make it that far. But yeah, that's my take on that, Jakey. I don't know what you want to say about it.
Well, first of all, there are 16 black quarterbacks starting this season
And starters,
in the NFL.
bro. Starters.
Starters, which means there's more.
Okay. Like I
And
say.
so, but the problem, I'm not saying that it's not a problem, and there are some minority black owners, but your point still stands. They're certainly not overly represented or proportionally represented. But I guess my question would be, what's the solution?
Open the auctions of the teams. Open more teams. Give a minority the right to own a team. That
Well,
will
but you
help.
have to have but it's not that simple though, because you got to put up money, you got to find it. I agree with more teams, but that requires an
I
expansion
guarantee you
or
that
new
if
league.
they offer Carlos Slim, the third richest man in the world, that is Mexican, to have a team in Monterrey, he will grab it like this, because NFL is one of the most secure business in the industry, in the world. There's not a Latino owner. There's not. The only guy that I think owns a part of a football team, and I'm not sure, is Michael Jordan, because he owns part of the Wizards. And I think they're related.
Magic Johnson is a minority owner of the Washington Commanders, and
the Washington Commanders. Okay, he owns the Dodgers. You see, the league, the MLS is really equal. You have everything, bro.
yeah. Well, and
I love it.
the Williams sisters are minority owners of the Miami
They're
Dolphins.
not black, man. They're just white people color. The Williams, that is far away to be a black family, and that's a joke, of course.
I know.
Yeah, but you know, it's a joke. It's a joke. Everybody, don't judge me over that. I'm just saying. I'm really passionate about football. It was my dream to play. I played in Mexico, right? In what it will be under Pro, and I did pretty well. And I have great memories and a lot of broken bones to prove it, right? Still, my finger. People that are watching, my two pinkies are broken, and they're fixed right there for me to keep playing. A broken
What position
rib.
did you play? Were you QB?
Yeah, but first I was a cornerback.
Ah.
First, I thought that in cornerbacks. Then I jumped to special teams, then wide receiver. But dude, when you need to do should I know in Spanish, una escuadra al centro, like square to the center, you are so open to get hit.
Yeah.
That I couldn't. So as at that point, I know all the routes, because you need to know all the routes as receiver. So I went to quarterback, and I guess I was a better leader than a powerful arm. So yeah, we were undefeated under Coach Duke. We 2 years we were undefeated champions. So yeah, and then I
And
moved to football arena. That was the most fun thing I ever done in my life in sports, because you play offense and defense. The field is shorter, right, and it's so fast that is fun, because when you change, it's so fast. You don't have time to walk out, relax. You need to move.
yeah,
And in that one, the hits were a little stronger, not as aggressive, but it's a small space, so the hit is harder.
yeah.
But in the defense, I was a linebacker or an offensive lineman. That was so much fun because I needed to grow my shoulders and lift weight. And with all my heart, this being public, I give 2 guys concussions. And that is something that feels really cool.
What
You never play
position?
football, right?
Not
Yeah.
on any like legitimate team. I've played football, but just like goofing off, never on a team.
Yeah.
What position did Book play?
Oh, well, Book, our friend and from the podcast, he was a halfback, a runner. He played fullback. The thing is, Book, he has a big story, man. He started playing when he was 4 in Pop Warner. So that guy it was for greatness. An injury took him to be a professional and probably a first starter team in a elite guy, because he's playing again. Did you know that?
I did not.
He returned to play and coach one team and play, and he still moves good. Hi to Buck, my cousin and dear friend. Book plays running back, and then he got drafted. I don't remember if it was first UCLA or USC. He went. He started practicing. Week 3 days from the first practice, somebody hit him bad. I don't know if it was a mistake. I wasn't there. He doesn't talk about it, but they blew his knee right away. So his scholarship was retrieved because they haven't started in classes. It was the pre. He was signed, but that's how it is. When you go college, football is a job. And traffic, and I feel like this is not gonna break on time. Yeah, dude, I knew it. This just happened, people. I was 50 miles an hour, and I start braking, and then 5 cars away, he told me to control. I need to brake myself. So if you're not worried, I will crash.
Yep. So it's
So,
not
like I said,
completely
it's
autonomous.
not autopilot. No, it's not autonomous. It's 80-20. That 20 just saved my life, people. Now, I just read that there's a new Mercedes-Benz that is self-driving. So we will try it soon. Friends of Mercedes-Benz, don't be shy. Just call us. Yeah, so Book was designed by greatness, but an injury stopped his career. And I'm going to say this with the most respect, right? When you're supposed to be your whole life a football player, and for any reason an injury stops you, he started drinking, he started smoking, and he went overweight. But happily, if you guys see his podcast here in our network, he returned to be sober, clean, and now the guy is 49, and he looks fantastic. Dude. I mean, his physique looks like a 28 buff guy.
Yeah, for sure.
His injury is totally recovered. He's playing again in a division in Mexico called Masters. But I see him scrimmage against 18-year-old kids, and his experience and everything, dude, he knows how to hit really good.
Yeah,
And
no, when
block.
you told me how old he was the first time, I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, no, he looks really good. Yeah, and he was good. I used to play this with him when we were little kids. We used to have this game that is called Will Not Stop, right? It was kind of a motivating thing. So we run in circles, I don't know, let's say 5 feet from each other. running in circle, just pitching the football and repeating non-stop. We will not stop. We will not stop until we don't faint, but the dizziness make us fall. It's a really beautiful memory. Years after, 30 years after, I invite him to come to LA to live with me. He just got divorced. He fly to LA. We went to the beach with a football, and we start doing We Will Not Stop. It was such a great moment, dude.
Didn't last quite as long, though, I'm guessing.
No, it gets a lot. We're really stubborn, bro. Both. You don't stop. You go until you can no more in everything in life.
No, that's true, because even that's why there's a few people who don't. There are very few people, but whenever you do any kind of exercise with a friend, it's just inherently motivating.
Yeah. I always wonder, and when I talk this conversation with Book, the relationship between in football is a brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
So we never played together? Book and I never. He playing in one league, I play in another. When I played, right, he was other part of his life. He was living in another place. Then I come to the States. What if I dedicate my life to football like him? He didn't get injured, and we both finished playing second or third team in the NFL. Because you know me, Jack. You know when I get obsessed, I'm a perfectionist, right? If I got the height to be in NFL, well, Russell Wilson is an inch smaller than me. No, sorry. Yeah, an inch smaller than me. So that could be done, right? And Doug Fleury from the Rams 10 years ago, he was 3 inches smaller than me. Book, his physique back then and now is completely for a football field. If I will make it, if he will make it as a runner, totally. I totally can guarantee if he didn't injure, he will not be Hall of Famer, but he will be remembered as the first Mexican running back in the NFL. You know, like good numbers and everything. Me, I think I will be a third row linebacker, right? That hits a lot, and we have great memories. But at this point, we both be retired. So it's funny how nobody tells you this in life. As people know, because what is read on me on the media, I needed to start everything again when I was 35 in my life, right? So if I dedicate my whole life to football and retire at 35, it will be the same road right now. We'll be doing this right now.
Just with a lot more money.
I don't have kids, but you have one, and I got a big idea for him. If you start kicking the football right now just to be a field goal, a punter, dude, it's the safest thing at all. Nobody wants to be a punter.
Well, I don't. That's not true. Apparently, Australians do.
Because they play rugby.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? If somebody told me many years ago when I was a kid that I could be a punter in the NFL if I dedicate as much as I dedicate everything to that, bro, I will be kicking footballs till the day. I love that sport. I really love that sport. I'm sorry about my rambling.
Nah, he doesn't have any interest, but his cousin does. And I'm trying to gently foster that because it was funny because we went to a game and I was kind of like, hey, does, do any of the boys want to play? And then, my wife had said, well, no, but then afterward, his cousin was there with him. And I was asked did I want to watch the game because it was a high school game. They were performing in the band. And he said he did. He said he did want to play. And I was like, but as we were watching the game before the main performance, I was like, he'd be a pretty good receiver. He's got the build for it.
Yeah, but that's a mistake, Jakey boy.
Why?
I mean, no mistake. No, I'm not saying that that's a mistake. The mistake is that we want all our kids to be quarterbacks, wide receivers. Nobody wants to be a punter, and he will be the same as millionaire as Drew Bledsoe or Tom Brady. Now, I think to be a punter, you need to have character and talent. You're not part of the team, even you're part of the team. You don't celebrate with the team because everybody's stronger, harder, and tougher than you. But when the time comes, it's your full responsibility. You're full.
Yep.
You don't have, you know how many Super Bowls has been decided by a field goal? Many.
More
Do
than
we
a few.
remember? Yeah. Do you remember who did them? Maybe.
You remember who misses.
Yeah. But
Look
you know
at
what?
you, Ray Finkel.
when you
Laces out.
laces out, yeah. So, but I mean, I will love for your son or uh the nephews.
Well, my
your
oldest nephew did play football. He was a defensive tackle.
Nice, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah, he was good at it. He was very good at it. He wasn't super he preferred wrestling to football. So he wanted
Yeah.
to focus on wrestling, but now he's not doing either. So now he's bodybuilding.
That's cool, man. Before we go recommendations, because I want to recommend a couple of things based in our conversations.
Yes, I will very quickly share mine. So I very recently rewatched The Benchwarmers. Holy
Nice.
crap. Every time I watch it, I forget how funny it is. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? It's an older movie. It's great. It's so funny.
Um,
Just
I'm gonna do one of technology as we agreed, but one is sports because you took me there. 1937. Correct me if I'm wrong, or it's 57. Asimov wrote the book I, Robot.
I
Right?
believe it was 57, but don't quote me. Google it.
Yeah. Oh shit. Sorry. I tried to put the wipers and I put the autopilot. So that movie I, Robot is such a well adaptation of the book because it got the mystery, and until the day the directives that they're using that movie, we use it in our programming, and I quote more than once a week, right? To get the right question, I mean the right answer, you need to make the right question. To your AI, to life, or even a judge, right? If you want to survive. Seriously, people. So ask the right questions, right? Don't assume. So yeah, that's my recommendation of the now sports any given Sunday. If you think you know about movies and you haven't seen any given Sunday, you have Al Pacino, super hot girl that I don't remember her name. Everything About Mary.
Oh, Cameron
Latina.
Diaz.
Cameron Diaz. You got Dennis Quaid, and you got Django Unchained. What's his name?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx. That's the first lead characters, and the wife of Dennis Quaid in the movie. I can tell you the characters. Rook, right? Wow. I don't remember. I don't know who she is. She's hot as hell. It's a great movie. It's directed and written by Oliver Stone, and it's fantastic. If you want to learn how to write a script, just watch that. Right? Your turn, buddy.
Oh no, we only do one recommendation now for time.
Yeah, I'm gonna bend the rule because it's me, Virus Box, and I do whatever I want. Really fast. Watch Terminator, and at this point in life, in 2025, in September, October, right? We're October 1st.
Tomorrow, October 1st.
Okay, in October of 2025, fuck you, Sarah Connor. We're good. We're fine. We're
Yeah, for
using
real.
AI, and I'm driving a car that drives by itself. So fuck you, Sarah Connor. So yeah, that's my point on this.
Alrighty. Well, it's time for us to skedaddle.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for our friends in Tesla. Thank you, Jakey. Thank you, Pantheon Podcast. Our friends in Hi Heart Pandora on YouTube. See you next